Okay, I am going to really quick give a summary of the theme that I chose to analyze in The Great Gatsby and the motif and the color symbolism that go along with it. So the theme I chose was class envy, which is very prevalent in the book. You see that with Gatsby not being able to be with Daisy because even though he has money, he's uneducated and he doesn't have what they call old money. So he wasn't born into a rich family. He had a poor childhood, and that keeps him from being with Daisy. And so it makes sense that he would be envious of those of East Egg who have old money. And then there's Wilson, who loves his wife, and Myrtle doesn't love him back. And that is because of his money, because he is poor and he doesn't have a lot of class, and he's not a member of high society. And that is why she loves Tom, is because of his money and the prestige and the excitement of being high class. And it's obvious that Wilson is jealous of Tom. At first, he doesn't realize that Myrtle's having an affair with him, but once he does, you can tell that. It even makes him sick, because he is so upset that his wife doesn't love him, and you know that he's jealous of Tom. He's jealous of his money, and because Wilson loves his wife, and he wants her to love him back. And so that is actually the color symbolism that I've chosen to go along with this idea of class envy, is that Wilson, there's a part when Jordan and Nick and Gatsby are all driving to New York the day that Myrtle is killed, and they stop at Wilson's to get gas, and Tom, being very rude, he says, "Well, aren't you going to help us?" Because Wilson is just waiting inside. And Wilson replies, "I'm sick." And Tom says, "Fine, do I have to do everything myself?" And he gets out, and Wilson comes over to help him. And in the sunlight, Nick notices that his face is green. And that's common when someone's sick. They look pale or green. But it's not just because of his sickness that F. Scott Fitzgerald decided to put that detail of Wilson looking green. Wilson is also jealous of Tom because he has just discovered that his wife has been cheating on him, and he's jealous of Tom and his money, and green represents envy, and so that is why his face has a greenish hue tint to it. And then the motif I've chosen is actually Gatsby's library, because Gatsby, as I've stated, doesn't have old money. He was born into a rich family. He's gained all his money illegally. He's not uneducated, but he likes to present an image of him being high class and educated, an Oxford man, even though he only spent a short time there. And there's a point, it's at the first party that Nick attends, the first party of Gatsby's that he goes to, and him and Jordan come across a man described as the owl-eyed man in Gatsby's library, and the man is in awe at Gatsby's book, because he has tons of books in this library, and the man is surprised that they're all real. And so obviously Gatsby has enough money. He has plenty of money to spend on buying all these real books, but none of them have been used. They're all new. They're unopened, which shows that even though Gatsby has money, he's uneducated. And that's what keeps him from Daisy, and so of course he'd be envious. And I do think that class envy is the biggest theme in the novel The Great Gatsby, and it is through Nick that F. Scott Fitzgerald shows how silly it is to be distinguished by your money and not your character, because Tom and Daisy are horrible people, and they are the highest. They're the highest up on the food chain. That's all because of their money, even though they're absolutely terrible people. And I put a quote on this clock that Nick says about the distinction between West Egg and East Egg and how small and minuscule it is, and how silly. It really is a silly separation. But anyways, that is the theme I have chosen to analyze, and I hope you enjoy the rest of my vlog.